What up everyone, it's your man Xman87 here, bringing you another G.I. Joe video, and what I have for you today is the reveal of the G.I. Joe Classified Series Dragonfly XH-1 Assault Copter Haslab project. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, yo Joe, let's talk about it. To go over the logistics first, just in case you don't know how Haslab works, it's a crowdfunding campaign, so there's a target goal which must be hit in a certain amount of time before the deadline in order for this to happen. With that, there must be a certain amount of supporting buyers/backers to meet that goal in order to fund and come to fruition. If it exceeds, then bonuses can be unlocked by meeting the additional target requirements depending how many backers, and that won't cost extra money. If it doesn't meet the main target goal, then this project gets shelved completely. The Haslab Dragonfly is priced at $274.99 and will need 10,000 backers as the main target goal before the deadline in order to successfully fund. The campaign will end on July 17th, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. If successfully funded, the project will go into production and slated for a summer 2024 release. As much as I wanted the Rolling Thunder, which is my favorite Joe team vehicle, the Dragonfly would have been my second choice, and I cannot complain. Plus the teasers and clues such as the number 24 all led to the Dragonfly. This is a thing of beauty. I had a feeling it would have been an aircraft vehicle, as Cobra has a tank already and the perfect counteract against a tank is an aircraft assault, so this makes perfect sense. I'm just blown away with the insane amount of details all over this thing. You can read all the details on HasbroPulse.com if you want to read the full in-depth detail, but I'm not going to read all of that for time's sake and just simplify it here to go over some of the awesome features it has. You'll get Wild Bill as the main character base offering figure. I'll get to him in a few. But going over the vehicle first, this thing is enormous, measuring over 2.5 feet long. Wow, man, it's just weapon add-ons galore here. We get a ton of rockets, rotatable Gatling gun, cannons and missiles with 6 blast effects in total to complement those features. Other features such as removable access panels, retractable rescue hook, functioning rotor blades, movable V-tail spoiler wings, turbines, display stand, customizable decals and ornaments for your exterior display. Along with that is a detachable gull-wing canopy with a 2-seater supplied with a 4-point harness to sit your pilots in. Also on top of that, it'll include light features for the interior and exterior sides of the vehicle. This is just a phenomenal looking piece, and it's something my nerdy ass would run around the house with, making sounds pretending it's flying. This is crazy because I didn't expect an aircraft vehicle of the line to be priced cheaper than a HISS tank. I expected more, so for less than $300, I'm in. I backed right away. I'm actually still thinking about how this costs less than the HISS tank and even less than the Marvel Legends Engine of Vengeance, which that was $350 for a single car. But hey, I'm not complaining, I'll take it. I was about to cave in on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batwing for $250, but I'll hold out until maybe it hits a sale price, because after seeing this, comparing apples to apples, I'd get a large-ass aircraft vehicle with all those crazy accessories and an extra figure for just $25 more? Hell yeah! They're about the same size too, being at 35 inches wingspan for the Batwing, 34 inches for the Dragonfly from tail to the tip of the Gatling gun, but different in other dimensions. Sure, if you're a Batman fan and don't give a shit about G.I. Joe or vice versa, then I understand, as it's fandom preferences at play at times. But again, just comparing apples to apples here. As a huge G.I. Joe fan, I just can't contain my excitement, as I'm so damn happy with how this came out. The G.I. Joe team keeps crushing it with the Classified series, and it just continues to be the most exciting toy line for me. You can't have the Dragonfly without William Hardy, aka Wild Bill. Wild Bill is part of the base offer here, and he comes with some decent accessories. He's got his signature cowboy hat to swap out his hairpiece, and also he has his sunglasses for eyewear. I feel like I'm the only one who prefers an alternate head for sunglasses. I really don't want to lose them or have them break on me. He's got his knife to store in his vest and those damn good looking 6-shooters. Hot damn. I like that white handle with the gold star. Those will store in his holster. His holster should be reversed though, like the original. That way I could have posed him in a cavalry draw like maneuver. I love his sculpt and detail. That jumpsuit is looking nicely detailed with all the zipper lines throughout. And even the Longhorn belt buckle is such a sweet touch of detailing. Cowboy gloves and boots. I like the Hardy name patch painted. Even the vest and holsters looks to have nice paint details if they stick with it based off this digital render. We'll just have to wait what to expect from the final product. My only other gripe besides the holsters not being reversed is the same as any classified figure, and that's the lack of alternate hands. But overall, a great looking figure. Now for tiers, there's no early bird special this time. Don't know why, but I know some folks don't like that kind of offering, but we'll get 3 unlockable tiers if the campaign goes beyond the main target goal of 10,000 and into the next set of goals. First tier being 13,000 backers needed, second tier is 16,000 backers needed, and lastly, tier 3 is 19,000 backers needed. So that sets it at 3,000 backers needed for each ascending tier. Tiers do not cost extra money, they are unlocked by backer counts meeting those specific goals, so everyone who backed will get one if it's met. The first tier unlock at 13,000 will be Wallace Weems, aka Ripcord, in his Night Force version. Ripcord is looking really good. He looks to be a straight up repaint from Wild Bill. So a jumper suit body just with different forearms and boots. Then you have some additional overlays like his harness / holster combo, helmet, goggles, altitude gauge, rebreather pack, and about 3 weapons. Oh, by the way, each figure tier will be individually boxed with their own artwork and number. No word if it'll be windowless packaging or not. At least I don't think they said anything about that, but if I missed that info, let me know. This is a great looking figure, and I'm surprised they went with a Night Force version here. I thought Night Force were being saved for Walmart exclusives because we have that Night Force Big Ben on the way, so not sure as to why they would spread out a team division like them onto a Haslab. Especially since those teams were kind of thematic, like we had the Python Patrol for Target and Night Force for Walmart. This might mean we could get something from another team division like a Tiger Rat pilot or Tigerfly pilot from the Tiger Force Battalion. Actually the Tiger Rat pilot, because the Tigerfly had a Tiger Force Recondo figure, and that figure is a Target exclusive, so that's already out. But it wouldn't make sense to me in doing something like this. Now I wonder what those other 2 tiers could be. Looks like they might stick to pilots and paratroopers or such, so my guess would be Ace and Airborne as one of the 2 tiers. Maybe Tall Tree, who was the co-pilot featured with Wild Bill in the original artwork of the 80s packaging. We might even get General Hawk since he narrated the promo video. And since Ripcord was a callback to their O-Ring Sky Striker Haslab, then maybe a potential Scarlet pilot could be a tier, but maybe that can be saved for a Sky Striker 6-inch scale also, so I don't know, we'll see. Do wish they showed a scale comparison between the Sky Striker and the Dragonfly. I know they are completely different scales, but I just wanted to see it just cause. But we'll just have to wait for the first tier unlock, or if the base goal reaches its target before we even get to see a tier 2 reveal. That's always been a gripe of mine with these Haslabs. Just be upfront with us and show everything. I get keeping things exciting, but at the same time, it looks shady as hell because we don't know if anything gets shuffled behind the scenes, if they hold out to see what to release with this or retail. And I always think back to the Haslab Rancor, how they last minute tried to add the Rancor Keeper in, which should have been included, but some felt that maybe they were saving that to be released at retail as an exclusive or non-exclusive. At least at that time, but it was a different scenario because they were pressed on trying to pull something out of their sleeves as they were on their last legs since that project was dying. Terribly so. Overall, I'm extremely happy with this. I knew the Joe team would get a vehicle this turn since Cobra had the last one. Like I said, my Joe team vehicle wish was the Rolling Thunder primarily, but this was my second choice. I think a Mobat wasn't a good idea if they charged $300 for just a basic tank, since we already had a tank last year. It would have felt repetitive and not as special as this. I think it wouldn't go down well for that price amongst some or most collectors. Another interesting thing is that this isn't an army builder like the His tank. Well, let me rephrase that. The vehicle is an army builder, but not the characters. The His tank had drivers and gunners for your army building pleasure. Cobra Commander was the only non-army builder, But with this, you'll have decals to differentiate them in decorations, and I know there will be a lot. But with this, you'll have decals to differentiate them in decorations, and I know there will be a lot of talented customizers all over this to paint them in a Dragonfly deco, Cobra deco, or just any color for that matter to fit in with any line in their collections, military related or not. I stand by saying the $274 price tag is fair for everything included here. Plus, to test the waters for an aircraft, it's a smart play for them because if it's as successful as the Hiss or exceeds, then this will pave the way for larger aircraft such as the Rattlers, as that'll require a higher price point than this. But hey, I backed this immediately, and as of this recording, before even editing, the people are already spoken because it's already more than halfway there, standing at 7,000 backers, a little over 7,000. Just wow, man, wow. By the time this video is up, they would probably already hit goal, and I wouldn't be surprised. Which makes me think they could have done an early bird special, and we could have had that extra figure already. Who knows, maybe they're keeping it in their back pocket and will throw it in if it indeed hits goal within 24 hours or something like that. Not saying it's gonna happen, just a thought. I give Lenny and that entire G.I. Joe team the props they deserve. They're showing how it's done, and they at least kept it at a respectable price. At least from my perceived value. I bring up perceived value because what I think is worth it may not be worth it to you, and vice versa. It's all good to agree or disagree on this one. Hopefully we can still get smaller aircrafts that wouldn't need a Haslab support. If they can make Cobra Fangs, that would be amazing, and as an army builder, I feel like that would sell easily at the right price point, or even a tad higher if deemed acceptable by the community. I love everything about this. I think the only thing I'm not in love with is the display flight stand. So it has this slant, and you can either angle the copter going downwards or upwards. And to me, I don't know, I just feel like if they made a ratcheted rotatable stand that could support that weight, it would have been better, because that way you can tilt it and, you know, it looks more maneuverable. Other than that, still, I love everything else. The accessories is what really got me, along with the rest of the features. I'm also happy that this time around, the attachments aren't tiers like the Hiss tank was. So it looks like they learned something from the last campaign, so that way the tiers could just stay as figures and the base offering looks and feels complete. I think they could have made it at $250 if it didn't include the lights, but I like the lights, especially for photography. If I'm trying to go for a nighttime shot, realistically, helicopters have lights, so the interior needs to light up, as that'll highlight not just the figure, but the entire cockpit, and you need the exterior lights in order for any pilot to see while piloting at night, you know what I mean? But the way I see it, if the Hiss tank had lights, then might as well put it on this one. I could do without sounds more than lights, even though it doesn't include sounds, but sounds would have been dope, especially if it needed batteries to propel the rotors and give it some extra life. Again, that would have been dope. But a necessity? I don't think so. Overall, it's just a dope-ass vehicle. I'm backing only one for now. I backed 3 Hiss tanks, or 5 or 4. I don't even remember. I gotta check again. But maybe I'll get a second one. For now, I'm good with just the one, and it cost me $294 out the door with taxes. Didn't have to worry about shipping since I paid the Post Premium membership sometime last year. But it's good to see this number stood just below 300. Yo, Joe, if you were to tell me last year that we would get a 2.5 foot long Haslab G.I. Joe aircraft vehicle for a price less than the Hiss tank and Engine of Vengeance, I wouldn't have believed you. They definitely went a little more lenient with the price here. So again, ain't complaining at all. G.I. Joe was my first love of action figure collecting, and that same love continues with this line. And I'm so beyond ecstatic for this. They are on top right now. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of the Haslab G.I. Joe Dragonfly? Are you backing, not backing, on the fence, waiting it out? Let me know what figures you want to see for those unlockable tiers. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xmanny87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.